I think there is something to do for sure, and I think Indonesia right now is maybe missing out something that they will need to do and to fix soon, because there is a huge potential of money for them as well to get from that target, because they have a high spending power. But there will be probably more around something like offering a visa for 3 or 6 or 12 months, and that will be, I think, more something more successful for the target.
Good morning, everyone. I'm sitting here with Florian Jacques, co-founder and CEO of Midstay, and we're sitting in a beautiful villa in Umalas in Bali, which you guys have just moved into, right?
Yeah. Exactly, on Monday.
So, Florian, tell me and everyone else, what is Midstay?
So Midstay is a platform for remote workers to enable efficient work whenever, wherever people are going. So for the target, so-called digital nomads.
Okay, and where did that idea come from?
So basically I was kind of a digital nomad without knowing it since like 5 years before COVID. I was working for clients in San Francisco, New York, Australia. Every 3-6 months I was actually moving from one office to the other to make freelancing for them in their office. And all the time I had this friction to settle myself in a new area, meeting new people, having the same services I was having in the previous area. And basically we want to categorize all the services nomads or remote workers needs by settling up in Bali or in the future in Tulum, Costa Rica, to make sure that they can settle fast and making sure that they're able to have good work at the day one.
Where does that work come from?
Midstay is basically mid-term stay, so not speaking about the cliche term of digital nomad, it's more about the people moving from one place to the other.
Okay.
So it's more about not short-term like a tourism, not long-term as an expat, is midstay, midstayers, midstay.
Okay. And right now, I mean, it's a relatively new company.
It's quite new, yeah. We are in early stage and we are actually launching in end of April. So it's pretty new with all the preparation, a very good team that we set up for a few months already, and it's looking very promising.
And you've got 3 hubs in Bali, yeah? You've got one in Canggu, which I guess is here, one in Ubud and one in Uluwatu.
Exactly, so we are operating in these 3 hubs first. So basically we can expand wherever in the future, because it's basically a software, as people can just plug in and take the services we are offering through that platform. But firstly, we wanted to focus on these 3 ones, as it's pretty famous for digital nomads to be in these ones. So the number of people there is actually quite high, and that's what makes the value of our ecosystem as well, is the number of people.
Okay, so you've actually tried to target areas where there's like an existing body of digital nomads.
Exactly.
People doing this
the more vibrant is the area, and the best for us to actually test the product. So yeah.
Okay, so we're using words like digital nomad and remote worker, and I notice on your website you have independent location worker. What's the difference, or are they the kind of same but different?
Yeah, there is several names here. So basically we were calling them a lot before COVID digital nomads. Then the whole world became kind of digital nomad by working from home or by working from cafe.
Right.
And all these people are not reflecting as a digital nomad. Another example, my father is here since 2 months. He's working from here and moving to discover Ubud, to discover Uluwatu and all these places, and it doesn't reflect at all with the digital nomad terms. So basically we like to call them remote worker, or working from paradise, or there's a lot of terms.
So do you think then the phrase digital nomad is something that people would perceive as being of a certain age group or a certain kind of...
Yeah, I think it's cliche to think that digital nomad is working from the beach and having in between 22 to 30 years old, and actually all of my friends here are working from here and have 35 years old minimum. So there is a huge cliche behind digital nomad, and not a lot of people are actually reflecting to that term.
Right. And how many do you think there are in Bali? If you're opening up hubs in 3 locations here, there's obviously a few. It's not just a small group of people.
Exactly.
So do you have any idea as to what your target market is in terms of size?
So it's growing every day for sure, because the borders of Bali are opening up. But according to Nomad List, which is a platform for digital nomad to plug in and to see where they are, there is 6,600 in Canggu only.
Wow.
And we can say that it's multiplied by 10 at least, because to all the friends I have here, they don't even know that platform, so I'm sure there is at least 10 times more from what it is actually listed on that platform.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, so at least 60,000 I would say.
And are they coming from all over the world, or are they kind of specific to, maybe Europe or the States? Is it a global thing?
If we're speaking about the global numbers of digital nomads, 50% of them are from USA, but in Bali specifically, there is not many from USA. So most of them are coming from Europe, are coming from even Asia, Singapore. We're actually speaking with a lot of companies that want to bring their employees from Singapore. So most of these people are now coming from this area.
Okay, so explain that a little bit. You got companies from Singapore contacting you about somehow looking after their employees, if they're giving their employees the opportunity to come to Bali.
Yeah, right? That's quite funny, because we are really focused on the B2C side. So basically all freelancer, that's the main target in Bali right now, being a freelancer and actually taking our app as a self-serve and using it directly as an individual.
So we're talking about an app.
Yeah.
It's a Midstay app.
Exactly, it's a software. Yeah. So it's a web browser and it's gonna become an app very soon.
Okay.
But it's basically software-enabled services. So it's like Airbnb that will enable offline services in the future.
Right, okay.
Once you actually book online, you're getting your offline services after.
Okay.
We're actually having that online experience, and then you're also getting all these different services, speaking about visa, insurance, scooter rental, home pooling, which is a very cool feature where actually people can take whatever villa from Airbnb, putting on our platform and bringing other like-minded people to join that villa and to make a small incubator or co-living space managed by one of the people. So that's pretty cool as well. It's one of the key features we are launching very soon.
Okay, that's interesting.
So basically Midstay is categorizing every single services you need to set up in a place, integrated under one roof, and making sure that everything is integrated and mapped around your single location, which is your temporary home address.
So just to go back to the sort of the meaning behind the word Midstay. Like it's not short term, it's not expat long term, it's mid-term, right?
Yeah.
Are you anticipating people to kind of come? They come here. Let's say they come here from a different country. They really like it because it's such a cool place to be. To stay longer. So they stay actually longer than the mid-stay. They actually start to become long-stay people.
Yeah.
Is that
so mid-term stay, we are defining them in between 1 month to 9 months. After that is long-term stay, and they became a bit like an expat.
Right.
But we clearly see expat interesting about our app as well. So I'm not sure we're gonna actually lose this target once they're staying longer. It's just such an ease to actually find all the different services to make that work happen in different places.
Right.
So basically we are speaking as well to cafe to work from. We're identifying all the different features a cafe has for people to work from there. Speaking about features you don't find on Google Maps. Speaking about Wi-Fi speed. Speaking about the chair, seating. What kind of seating? Is it a bench? Is it a couch? Is it a proper chair?
Yeah.
Speaking about the view. I love to actually go in a cafe and have ocean view.
Absolutely. I mean, like here, for example, this is so cool. Yeah.
It's all about work-life balance.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So Indonesia is a really big place. 17,000 plus islands spread over a huge distance, lots of different cultures and languages and things going on. Bali is obviously the jewel in the tourism crown, in the sense that for years and years and years, Bali's been this magnet for people from all over the world to come to Bali. Do you see Midstay expanding beyond Bali in Indonesia? Because I know you're also thinking about going to Thailand, right?
Yeah.
Are you thinking about other parts of Indonesia to go to?
Yeah, clearly. Like we see more and more people interested about Flores, where there is actually the Komodo Islands.
Yeah.
super famous diving spot.
Yeah.
So basically, Midstay, something maybe we forgot to mention, is basically all the time based on lifestyle. People, if they are working from abroad, is because they are purchasing a lifestyle.
Right.
And that lifestyle in Canggu is maybe the yoga, the surf, the hike and stuff like that in Ubud. But in Flores, it will be to actually highlight the lifestyle of diving, snorkeling, free diving, all these things. I'm sure as well in Flores is become such a big spot as well, and it's going to become in the future with that new infrastructure they're actually building. We are speaking about high-speed Wi-Fi as well there, and a lot of accommodations that are being built there. It's amazing for road trip, it's amazing for hike, and I'm sure this place will become one of the big spots. We are speaking as well Manta-wise. Manta-wise is another spot for surfers, where infrastructure are not really good for working from there. So people, if they are going there, is more for a single trip as a surfer. There is a last one I would like to speak as well, is Lombok. Lombok is getting pretty big right now, with that MotoGP that is actually having a high spotlight on that island. The infrastructure has been built for that specific venue, so Nomads will actually also benefit from that infrastructure.
I mean, so it's the work-life balance juggling thing that you're trying to kind of not exploit but tap into, that work-life balance.
Exactly. It's all about well-being, is a holistic approach.
So what are the things would a digital nomad look for a destination to try to find that work-life balance? We're obviously talking about some kind of high-speed internet connection or some kind of stable, reliable internet connection. What other aspects do you think there are for attracting people to come? To
make the choice to go to a news hub, right? So I think the very first thing is like first check based on your work where you can go based on time zone. So is that the jet lag too long, too big for you to actually enjoy your lifestyle in that hub? If you're working from USA clients and you're coming in Bali, you have a huge gap in between. Are you willing to actually work during your night? That's the first thing. Then I think it's lifestyle first. Like second, if you're really willing to spend every morning surfing, you know more where to go. You will not go to Ubud and there is no wave. You will go to Canggu, you will go to Uluwatu. And then all about infrastructure, and that's actually where we are also providing that transparency about all the services and all the venues, is making sure that these people can make their choice based on the real infrastructure they are here right now.
So in many respects, this software that you're developing will assist people to find the right places, the right kind of groups to be associated with.
I think it's really about a pre-planning travel where you can actually understand where is the best to work from, but as well based on your own lifestyle and based on the people you can meet. So one of the biggest problem of digital nomads is loneliness. 65% of nomads are actually living that nomad lifestyle after 2 months, not because they don't like the lifestyle, but because they feel lonely.
Really?
And so there is a missing tool there where you can actually connect and you can meet like-minded people. Home pooling is part of that feature that could increase that feeling of not being lonely. We understood as well that most of these people are actually coming as a solo traveler with a high spending budget, but they are ending up in guest house where they pay like 3 times less than they could afford for a room in a villa. But the problem is that there is no villa of 1 bedroom. There are villa of 3-4 bedrooms. So the budget per month is way higher to what they could bring. So that feature of home pooling is basically making sure that any villa can be shared by like-minded people and that making that booking at the same time for these people. And that increased directly the feeling of not being lonely, right? Because you are actually meeting people directly and you can actually set an interest, common interest or common lifestyle to bring people in that home. So you can say like, okay, I'm alone coming from Singapore, I love surfing every day and I want to be surrounded only with people surfing every morning. And that will be the common treat where people are actually joining your home.
So the opposite of that then, where you've got there are certain things that attract people to go to a place, you know, like for example the home pooling and sharing accommodations and hobbies and that sort of stuff. What are the pain points? What kind of I guess loneliness like you said, that would be a pain point. What else would be something that might...
What we're solving clearly is like loneliness and wasting working time, which is at the end. So basically, wasting working time, how do we solve that? Is categorizing and certifying all local actors and putting them under one roof, which is our application. To not chase every agent for a visa, to not chase the best co-working space, to not chase all these things. You're actually not losing that time, then your working time is not sacrificed, and at the end it's your leisure time that is not sacrificed, because if your working time is sacrificed, it will be pushed to the weekend because you need to do it, and at the end is your leisure time that is sacrificed. And if these people are coming from Paris, New York, Los Angeles, whatever, to avoid that busy life, they're coming here to enjoy that leisure time.
Okay. And on your website you talk about something called an all-in-one ecosystem. Like Midstay is an all-in-one ecosystem platform. What is that, and why is that so important?
I think we just mentioned it is because clearly if everything is under one roof, built to one single company, because freelancers have company, they can clearly save time on not chasing everything. Chasing a SIM card, chasing a scooter.
So you'll sort people's visas out. You can even find them accommodation.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's all services that someone needs by settling up in a new place.
Right.
They won't be chasing every different actors.
And again, you use your website, which is www.midstay.com. No.
Mymidstay.com.
Mymidstay.com. On your platform, you also talk about lifestyle partners, and you've got a long list of these lifestyle partners. Explain a little bit about them. They're offering discounts for different sorts of services and things like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So basically, we've been partnering up with more than 50 partners already, lifestyle partners as we call it, including yoga, meditation studio, co-working space, fitness gym, and wellness center. These people are really willing to attract this target, which is a high spending budget, and to close them on the long term, mid-term, at least for a few months on their revenue.
And they're all offering discounts?
And they're all offering discount to our premium members, the one that are paying $20 per month to be a premium member.
Okay.
And have all the perks of being a Midstay members.
So 50 is quite a lot of people. How difficult was that?
Quite easy, to be honest.
Really?
Like, they are super keen to be in.
Really?
They see the platform as an innovative tool to market.
Interesting. And I know that there are certain issues about legalities, particularly visas and things like that. And I know there's talk about, I think on the 14th of April, Indonesia might introduce some kind of digital nomad visa or something like that. Like Thailand, for example, has got a 5-year plus an extra 5-year visa that seems to be geared towards digital nomads. Do you think that's a good carrot, that's a good thing to attract people to have a visa system like that?
I think there is something to do, that's for sure. Having a 5 years plus 5 years visa doesn't make sense. Nomad, then we are speaking about expats, not nomads. Nomads are typically people staying from 1 month to 9 months as a mid-stay people. I think there is something to do, for sure, and I think Indonesia right now is maybe missing out something that they will need to do and to fix soon, because there is a huge potential of money for them as well to get from that target, because they have a high spending power. But there will be probably more around something like offering a visa for 3 or 6 or 12 months, and that will be, I think, something more successful for the target.
Right. Yeah.
They are all about this target, that these people, remote worker, nomad, whatever we call them, they are looking for freedom, they are looking for flexibility. Being tied for 5 years plus 5 years doesn't make sense for them.
Right. That's kind of interesting, because a month or so ago I wrote a piece for Indonesia Expat that was talking about it might be a good idea to stay within the rules and regulations for digital nomads to actually create a PMA, which is a foreign-owned company. And the more I talk to you, the more I'm thinking, well, maybe that's a different kind of market, you know, because you know, to set up a company requires a longer term commitment.
Exactly.
But it does mean that you're complying with taxes and that sort of thing.
I think that's great, amazing for one single or a few single profiles that are the people doing like physical job, like photographer, videographer. I think that's the perfect structure, as you mentioned. But I think there is still something missing, like having a digital nomad visa where nomad are really willing to comply with the regulation. That's not because they don't want to comply. There is just no solution right now.
Right.
If there is like Indonesia coming up with a visa that are able to, I don't know, give a chunk of their tax or whatever, Indonesia could make money over it, and nomads will be worry-free by being working from here.
Yeah, and let's not forget the amount of money that digital nomads will bring into a community.
Exactly.
You know, I was reading somewhere that if you added up the total net worth or the spend of digital nomads across the world, there's something like the 38th largest economy in the world. It's a huge amount of money.
It's huge. And another experience I can also mention is that I got stuck here in Bali 2 years ago. Stuck in paradise. I'm super happy I got stuck here. But in March 2020, once all tourists left, what was remaining, it was digital nomads.
Yeah.
They were the only one making sure that the local economy kept a bit running.
Yeah.
And that's finally thanks to them that the locals here in Bali survived. In that terms.
It's interesting because one of your hubs is in Canggu, which is kind of where we are now, but like more in towards the centre of Canggu, Brawa way and up through Peredanan and Batu Bolong and places like that. They didn't seem to get quiet when everywhere else was quiet, you know. So Seminyak, for example, for the last year and a half has been really quite quiet, whereas deep in Canggu it's been the opposite. It's been really busy with people.
Sure. Yeah. I think initially already was a bit of an area. Canggu was already an area very famous for nomads, where people were staying already a bit longer rather than Seminyak, Kuta, Legian, where these places were very famous for Australians coming for short-term stay.
Right.
So once everyone left, there it was just ghost town, and there is no like benefits for nomads going there. There is no one. Nomads are really all about connection with people as well.
Right. So for you, what are the next steps for Midstay? You know, you created a company.
Yeah.
You're launching when in April?
End of April. So that will be like the very first feature, and month by month we will release different features. There will be actually different services we will have under our hat, which is Visa, which is already there. But speaking about scooter rental, integrated electric scooter, by the way, very cool for the planet. Speaking about cafes to work from, lifestyle partners, co-working space, fitness gym, yoga meditation studio, wellness center. So that's the platform will be as the very first launching in April, and then month by month we will be releasing different features.
Okay, and anyone can sign up to this, right? You can go to mymidstay.com and literally sign up. So right now, until the launch, that will be end of April, we are offering 1 year of premium access for free. Okay. So everyone joining actually that waiting list by just inputting their email are actually getting that free benefits for 1 year. For 1 year.
Yeah.
And after that cut-off date, it's going to cost how much a month?
$20 per month. So quite a bargain when you know that you can already get 30% for fitness gym. And so basically by using one or the other service, you're already getting the...
So are you already getting traction? You're already getting people that are interested?
So we are actually having like more than 350 people on the waiting list. So we'll maybe reach 500 before the launch.
Wow, that's
that would
pretty
be
good.
Cool. Yeah, and the value of that ecosystem is also by the number of people using it. So we are pretty happy that is having a very good return on it.
And targets, what would be a sort of a break even, you can put your feet up for a day target?
Yeah, so we're speaking about in the business plan for the next round of fundraising in 2023, end of 2023, speaking about 1,200 paid member. Okay. So we'll be probably around like 5,000 sign up member, speaking about 4,000 free members and 1,200 paid member.
And I guess in the digital nomad community, there's a lot of word of mouth referral things going on. So if you've got traction and movement, it's going to keep going, right?
Yeah. Hopefully, that's what we are looking for. And especially because we also discovered that new segment, which is B2B. Speaking about companies that contact us and starting to contact us, and we are willing actually to bring their employees in Bali and making sure that Midstay is providing the whole services.
Again, I was reading something a while ago now, maybe a year, 18 months ago, that there are a number of companies in Jakarta that were already onto this idea of big companies in Jakarta wanting to give their employees the opportunity to work in a place like Bali, but still work. You know,
exactly.
So you know,
what we are actually certifying to these companies, basically, that we are the layer of security these people will be able to work as much and as at their best comparing to where they are working in their office.
Right.
So we are that layer of clearly guarantee to tell guys, your employee will work from a nice place with a nice lifestyle that will result in company loyalty, company culture, and finally happiness of their employee. That's what they want to make that productivity inside the company. And yeah, that's, I think, a lot of forward-thinking company are now contacting us, and that's gonna just grow because remote working is here to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. So what advice would you have for people wanting to start a remote business and relocate to Bali?
I think there is like a few places where you could find a remote job. So basically there is platform called Upwork, Fiverr. These ones are platform where you have that kind of specific skills like design, videographer, copywriter, translator, whatever the skill. You can go on that platform, Upwork, and you can propose your skill, and anyone can actually hire you on that platform and being a freelancer. For sure you need to establish a company back in your country or whatever structure or here to make that completely legal, but there is some platform enabling that connection in between people looking for freelancer. So yeah, there is that, and I think I will probably suggest to the people to come with already a plan and not looking for a job here in Bali, because otherwise it's very more complicated. So clearly coming with a
actually have it all like a proper business plan almost.
That is the best solution. If you don't, you can still look from here. Like the poll.
Right. Yeah, really. Really. Okay. Well, we wish you all the very best. It's a great idea. It's a great idea. And if anyone's interested to have a look, I recommend going to the website. It's mymidstay.com. Check it out, see what all the offers are and what the benefits are going to be. Sign up while it's still free. Thanks very much, Florian.
Thank you, Andrzej.
Thank you.